I'm good.
There are so many tabs open.
I'm good.
Hello, hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone. I don't know why it seems like we haven't been here in a long time and we were just here last week. Maybe because we had a guest. Like it seems
Maybe.
like it seems like it's been 2 weeks. But hi, everyone. Welcome to the Quest Show. I am your host, Lana Quest, and this is my co-host.
I am honored to be here. Glad to be back another week. We have a great show that's going to happen, right, Lana?
Yes, and we do plenty of surprises. But before we get into the show, we're going to ask you, as always, I know it's like a recording here, but we need you to give the thumbs up because y'all watch it, but you're not giving the thumbs up. We can't have 100 people watch and then there's 6 thumbs up. Come on, y'all. Right. Thumbs up, please, right now.
Thumbs up. You know what? You can hit it as soon as you come into the show.
It's a good idea. Hit it right now. Subscribe, please. If anyone out there has not subscribed yet, we would appreciate if you subscribe, be a part of our Q Hive, aka the chat, the chat people, the chat folks, the chat monsters.
Oh, we have something special for the chat today.
Yes, we absolutely do. So we're gonna you want to jump in? You want to just go? We've asked them to like, share, subscribe.
But you know what? While we handle things, how's the weather? Are you keeping warm? Because it's been pretty nippy down here. I have not been happy anytime I've had to venture outside these days.
Or shovel.
Oh, right. You all got the snow that we didn't the last time.
Oh, wait a minute. You got no snow.
Right. We got girl. If we got 2 inches the last time, we got a lot. We really dodged that bullet. But what's weird is our beachfront Ocean City ended up getting, I think, like a foot because it really hugged the coast.
Oh, just a foot?
Going past us and,
just a foot?
You all a visit.
A foot? Just only a foot? Yo, we got like 3 feet of snow.
You Massachusetts people can handle it.
But we didn't lose, you know what? We didn't lose electricity though.
Well, that's a good thing, right? Like that really is.
Yeah, because
that really is.
We can have all the snow, but as long as I have some electricity, I'm good.
And speaking of, just a quick shout out to the people of Texas. They had some cold weather down there, and thankfully their power grid was able to hold this time, and they did not have the number of power outages or people going without heat or electricity for days on end. So I don't know if that's a kudos, but just thank God for the people in Texas.
Right.
I'll say that.
Hey, let's say hi to some chats. I didn't see Mary in our chat today. Welcome back. Hello. Hey, Kev. How are you? Hopefully we will see Andrea. She may be around. The other Michelle P. Hopefully she will catch up and get here. It's good to see you guys. Oh, someone. Sorry, everyone. I'm still. People asking for the link. Sorry, Honor. Keep.
Oh. Okay. So let's see the weather.
This is why we tell you.
Oh, I know. I have something to talk about. Go ahead. Super Bowl is next week for all of the football fans out there, and for everyone that wanted to see Kansas City. It will be Cincinnati. And the LA Rams in the Super Bowl next week. It should be a really good game. It has been a number of years since Cincinnati has, I want to say, I'm not sure how many years, but I know not too many seasons ago, they did not even have a winning record. But it's AFC North. We're a part of the AFC North. Woo-hoo. So you know what? I'll watch and cheer for them.
think DA told us not to do sports.
Is DA even on here? Up, he missed my sports talk. Well, that's just too bad because it was very insightful. Thank you.
It really was. And Tom Brady did retire.
And he did officially retire. There you go.
He did officially retire, but he did leave it open to come back. So
I'm not mad at him. I'd like to hear him call a few games, though.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could also see him coming back. So, yeah. So,
DA to weigh in. So there you go.
Because he would be right now saying, y'all don't know what y'all talk. Don't do that again. Anyway, you want to talk? What we know how to talk about? The economy.
We do.
We really do know how to talk about that. Yo, everyone, let's just give a high five to Joe Biden. 467,000 jobs added last month.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. That is really insane.
The economy is growing at a rate that has not been seen in, do you remember how many years?
50.
Girl.
50.
You know what? That other person, that former president, made the economy a benchmark of how his presidency was.
Right.
So, despite approval ratings, despite the dings and mainstream media and their narrative and what they choose to focus on, the economy really does not lie. And it's improving for everybody. Unemployment among African Americans is down. People are going back to work. And here's another thing that lets you know that the economy is good, because just as we hear that people are going back to work, you hear that a record number of people are quitting. And it's not necessarily seen as a bad thing, right? It's almost seen, it can be seen as, I have some options. I have some choices. I have lived through this pandemic. I'm living through this pandemic. And so I'm going to go out there and find something that I'm really interested in doing and making that leap and having the faith that they are going to be able to find something.
Right. And that's absolutely what's happened. So I'm glad you said that, because and unemployment ticked up just a little bit. It's still down for African Americans, but it ticked up to like 4%, they said. But it says it does happen because there are more people in the labor force. So if you have that many jobs inundating the market, unemployment ticks up a little bit because people are quitting their jobs to start looking for more jobs. Because there are people who actually quit with no prospects, right?
But you know what? But you don't do that in a recession, and you don't do that in a bad economy, because you don't know. Like if unemployment is 10%, and you know that there aren't a lot of jobs out there, you don't necessarily quit. Like the mantra has always been, you never quit a job before you have another one, right?
Right.
So I think there's just even a hope in that. Like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm getting out of here, and I know I'll find something else.
Because there are 467,000 jobs that came in 1 month. Me, I wouldn't be one of those people who quit without a job. That is terrifying to me.
Right.
But I get it.
Right.
But I guess also what's happening is that unemployment ticked up just a little bit because the rate of people retiring is going up. So, and that's kind of, I think it's pandemic related too, because remember, like all those nurses are retiring, teachers are retiring, people are just getting tired. So, so retirement rate is going up. People are leaving the workplace because they're sick too.
And then you have to figure maybe some older individuals that are close to retirement and just, they've got maybe 2 or 3 more years in the workforce, or, until retirement, and they're just not worth it.
Right. It's not worth it. Right. Not in a pandemic, right? It's like, why am I going to bother? And you may live in one of them red states who really don't want to take care of you anyway. So you're just like, I'm just going to retire. So so kudos to this administration for doing that. We don't talk about it enough.
Correct.
We really don't. Hopefully we can get some wages to match. That's the missing piece. We got to get those wages up.
Right. But you know what? More and more companies are coming up to that $15 per hour.
Yeah.
Smaller businesses are coming up to that $15 per hour.
They found
So
the money?
we are getting there. We're
They
getting
found
there.
money, girl. They found money because before they didn't have the money. They found money, right? Because guess what? If you want to find some staff, you need to find some money. You got to cut corners somewhere.
And you know what? And you combine that with an expansion. And we're veering off. I'm going to get back on track. But here's the thing: you paid people a decent wage, and you expand the Affordable Care Act, or Biden's Care Act, as he has taken it over, and allow people to have some sort of reasonable and affordable benefits. You know, and go ahead and throw that child care tax credit back in there. And oh my gosh, can you imagine what the economy would do?
Right.
So that's that.
And it's so I don't want to go too far into it, but you know, like you just said, that child care, like even with the Build Back Better, passing that and having child care is like, just think that would help the businesses as well, because they wouldn't be forced to raise the wages that much, right? Like they really don't want to anyway. They need to be raised, but people don't want to go back to work unless it's beneficial. So if you going back to work making a certain amount, but childcare is taking all of your money, why are you going to take this job?
Right.
Why are you taking these jobs anymore? So that's why like passing that is so big, because you will get people going back to those jobs that the wages aren't that high. The waitresses and hostesses, those people,
But I do want them to continue to look at that $15. Yeah.
Oh, that should just be across the board. That should that's just regular, but
exactly.
We'll rein it back in. Sorry, everyone. Let's come back.
Oh no, you know what? I mentioned the former guy. You had some news on him. There's some breaking news on him. It made my day when you told me.
Everyone's day. The National Archive has recommended that the former guy be investigated. Recommended to the Department of Justice that the former guy, also known as Donald J. Trump, be investigated. Y'all know how he went and took 15 boxes, girl. 15 boxes.
That is ridiculous. That is from the White House. A blatant disregard for laws, for the office that you took, for the oath that you took as president. It's disgusting.
It doesn't belong to you.
I can't even imagine, having 15 boxes of work stuff from my job. Who does that? Who does that?
15 boxes. What was hilarious, what was in some of the boxes, like the letter that Obama left him, when Obama left.
I know.
He kept that letter. Like, you really did? Wow.
Well, it was a true love letter. He likes love letters. So.
Well, right. He had Kim Jong.
Because wasn't that one in there too?
Yeah, that was in
love
there
letters.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's amazing. Like 15 boxes you take off of the White House property. And it's the same thing that they were pissed at Hillary Clinton about, not taking boxes, but like
having an email.
Yeah, having the email, security, you know what I mean? The nerve of her server isn't private. And here you are taking White House
physical
documents.
Papers.
Right. Off.
But we already knew that was happening because remember, I want to say it was early in his presidency, there was the security breach, they said, at Mar-a-Lago, because they came out and were discussing matters with him, and it was a room full of people eating dinner. So that's just nothing new. That is just nothing new.
Absolutely. Security breaches, and he's just taking paperwork there. On top of him, and this is even separate. So while they're investigating him on taking these documents away, hopefully they'll be investigating him on destroying documents, because that's what he's been doing as well.
Right. They talked about the burn bags where they just went to, is it the Pentagon that shreds them? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. You're putting stuff in there, ripping stuff up, which we knew in the beginning. Like they were we do bash the media sometimes, and they deserve it. But they also do a lot of great reporting, because we remember hearing about this way early in his presidency, about him ripping those papers, about him hiding the visitors list. Remember, he didn't even have a visitors list of who was coming in.
Even simple things.
Simple things like that. And people just kind of shrug their shoulders, but like, that's a big deal when you don't know who's going in and out of the White House.
What? It became an especially big deal after the election, and all of these different people were able to have access to him at the White House.
Right.
So it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And you know what I found interesting about that? I didn't even know the National Archives could recommend charges to the DOJ, right? Like, and I'm sure he had no idea either.
Right. Because here I am thinking like the National Archives was like a group of documents or something. Like, I never thought about it as a body of people. Or
I wonder if that would have happened if the documents had not been requested.
Right, because that's
or is it that, you know what, or it may be that because the documents were requested and they arrived in a condition that they did, then it was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. And
or did they not know he had the 15 boxes of documents? Like,
I wonder I really wonder, like, who went and got those? How did they find out about those?
Right.
Was
Had
there
they always
a warrant carried out, or
was he supposed to turn them over at a certain amount of time and he just never did? Is that what I heard today? Possibly, or something?
I'm not sure, but you know what? There will be more to this story.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, and can't wait. I know. Like, haven't heard like really good breaking news in so long. I mean, hopefully again the DOJ does something with that recommendation, because they are piling up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. But I get it too. Some of it we're impatient, but some of it, they have to figure out what they're going to charge him with, and they really have to hone it down. You can't charge him with something and then something else comes up. So you really have to wait it out, get your information, get your evidence, and then figure out what's going to stick, and let's charge him with this. So I get it.
Yeah.
Bomb threats happen. And I know everyone that's watching, we're like a week late because we had a guest last week. So we're kind of talking about things that have
still
happened.
Continuing.
That is true, because January 5th, this week, February 1st. Was that the last bomb threat? I think
it kicked off
Black History
Month a couple of days ago.
Yeah, exactly. So,
there have been several bomb threats at HBCUs across the country.
Yes.
A couple of them have had more than one threat. I find this disgusting. I just feel like there is just an all-out assault on every fiber of our living, right? School, voting, where we live, the right to drive, the right to have some Skittles in your pocket, to wear a hoodie, to kneel, just a full-on assault, right?
Right.
We're going to talk about this later on, but they don't want us coming into their colleges through affirmative action. We have our own. Let us be.
Right.
Black on Black. We're, doing our thing. Leave us alone. I just feel like they want to, we're going to scare you into not wanting to get your education, and if you're educated, then you won't care about voting. And it's like, I just find it, and maybe it's just some lone person out there, but I just find it to be another part of this systematic racism that we encounter every day. And on Black History Month, no less.
Right. And it's not one lone people honor. It was, they have 6 people that they're speaking to right now. And they have said that it was racially motivated. So this is a hate crime, because I'm pretty, and it's like, so that, because it all stems from white supremacy, right? Just like you said, like they're trying to like put the fear of God in us, right? Because that's how they think that they can control Black people. That's how they put us under
what?
there.
Because it just very, very quickly,
Yeah.
because that's how they did it when we were enslaved. They used the Bible and Christianity, and because we couldn't read and we didn't know, they told us all kinds of things were justified through the Bible. So the fear of God, literally, and they think they can still do that to us. That's probably where that daggone saying
comes from. We're going to put the fear of God in you. Exactly. Christianity, we're going to bomb up your churches. We're going to shoot up your churches. Like these things are not happening in a vacuum. These things are like, you know, the girls that got bombed at the Baptist church in the in the 50s or the 60s.
Yeah, the 4 little Black girls.
The 4 little Black girls. And here we are now with bomb threats. Like, do we think this is a coincidence? None of this is a coincidence. And this is a funny thing. They're so busy trying to say, we don't want y'all to know Black history. It's going to make white people uncomfortable, but y'all continue to repeat it. So like, you're going to do bomb threats, but then you're going to hide it. So like, it never happened. It didn't happen. What are you talking about?
I made a little tweet about that. You know, it was like, they're so uncomfortable, right, about what their ancestors did, that they were slave owners, and, you know, might have been able to pick 1 or 2 of them out in the lynching picnics that, you know, they did in Jim Crow. It's like, but you are creating, like, the history that you are creating for your future generations. They're going to be just as ashamed of you. They're going to look, they're going to, like, you're just creating this, and you're creating this trauma for your future generations, because when they look back at you, you know what? The 60s weren't that long ago, right? 40, 50 years from now, they're going to be abhorred. They're not going to want that taught either. Like, you're erasing your own history at this point, because you continue to just be horrible people. Like you said, it's just this cycle, this self-inflicted wounds, that it's self-inflicted trauma, right? Self-inflicted uncomfortableness, if that is even a word.
It is now. No, but no, you're right. It's like they're just trying to out-ghoul each other. It's like, who can be the worst ghoul?
With
like
the
who
laws,
right? Who can do like the worst thing? And it's just like, oh God, we talked about this. It is like, it's trauma. It is post-traumatic stress disorder. Every day, you know, Black and brown folks are just waking up to something else crazy. You got the bomb threats, and as we're going to get into it, like, you know, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. No, you can't have this job. Like, which is it? What do you guys want? Like you said, you know, y'all don't have an education. Oh, okay, we're trying to get an education. Well, we're going to bomb up your schools. Like, what?
It's a pattern. Because,
what do you want? Right?
They were bombing the churches in the 60s. They're shooting up the churches now. Right. And now they've moved on to our education institutions.
Well, they shooting up theirs too, but this is another topic. They just shoot the ball. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. You get whiplash out here. Keep up, guys. keep up, folks. It's a crazy thing. Okay, so we're gonna go into even more, going deeper and deeper into the trash that we have to deal with on a daily basis. So no-knock warrants are once again under scrutiny because they can't seem to execute them without executing Black people. So that means maybe you shouldn't have them.
Exactly. Amir Locke, 22, was asleep, I guess, at a friend's house, because it wasn't even his home. And you know what? In the video, I thought I saw where someone said they weren't sure how they entered. In the body cam video, it looked like they had a key. They had a key, right? So they entered without a key. They're shouting. It's early. He's under a blanket, and he jumps up. I'm going to assume he was startled. With a gun that he had legally owned, and they shot and killed him.
There's so much wrong here. And just as we said, you know, pick yourself up by bootstraps, then we take your boots away. Hey, Second Amendment, everybody has a right to have a gun.
Except
Except unless you're Black, then it's a problem, right? Then it's
Mhm.
a problem. No knock warrants are a problem. They have to go. There's no, we spoke about this and you made a good
Mhm.
point the other day. You
Mhm.
said that uh, weren't they outside watching this apartment?
That's what I don't understand because the person that they were looking for, the suspect, was not even there. So it's like,
Correct.
yeah, I just really do not understand that. Like, do you watch for 8 hours or are you just randomly going to places where you
Right.
think he may be? I think for a no knock warrant, you have to be a bit more judicious than that. And you definitely should know that that person is there. You should
Right.
actually be watching to know if there are other people in the house,
Right.
children, women,
Minimum, girl,
elderly.
at the flipping minimum. What if that boy was
Mhm.
lying there with his little brother, little sister, his baby? They just
Right.
go in, guns a blazing, like, oh, I see a gun, I'm going to shoot him up. Meanwhile, he's trying to protect himself from
Right.
you.
Right.
Like, what is the thought? What? And here's some statistics on no knock warrants. And it's kind of
Mhm.
interesting because not only and I don't want to take the focus off of Amir Locke, but it's
Mhm.
bad for the people inside. But cops also getting killed because they're entering into people's homes with without knocking.
Exactly.
So they're
Exactly.
putting their lives at risk as well, girls. So uh in Minneapolis alone, they had 139 no-knock warrants
Mhm.
per year as of December 23rd,
Why so many?
right?
And how many were successful? That would be the thing, right? Like, I think
Right,
there needs to be, they like when we
right,
talk about justice reform, and we're going to move on, like, you really need to be looking at statistics. What is successful? Don't just
right,
continue to do something because that's what you've always done. If it
right,
doesn't work, if it's killing people,
right.
then you really need to be revising that policy.
Absolutely, girl. 1,051 killed by cops. So that's approximately 3 each day.
Wow.
No-knock warrants.
Wow. Wow.
Couldn't find how it was separated by race. Like I tried. It just they probably
Mm-hmm.
don't do that statistic,
Mm-hmm.
but we're
But
pretty
that's just
sure.
too many. Like, how many of those people, again, you know what? And here's the thing, even if you killed the suspect, they're still due process under the
Right.
law. You're not,
Absolutely. You're not there to
finder,
kill them. You're not
yeah,
there to
juror
kill
and
them.
executioner. You're supposed
Right.
to bring them in. You're supposed to put them under arrest. So, yeah.
There lies the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that cops at this point aren't trying to bring anyone back to the they don't want to do the paperwork. Like it's like they don't
Mm-mm.
want to bring anyone back alive.
Mm-mm.
That seems to be the goal. Like, oh
Right.
wait, what?
Right.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it leaves you speechless, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it does. It
back to
does.
Amir Locke, he was what did you say, 22? He's
He
a
was. Let me just get this right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
a boy. He's just a young boy that had some hopes and some dreams, and he's sleeping at his friend's or his cousin's house thinking he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna hang out, right? Like, who would expect that? And this is, this is happening so often
Mm-hmm.
that it's not even highlighted. As we know, it was Breonna Taylor. We know this happened as well. There was no justice in that. But also, Ann Jeanette Young, that was
Mm-hmm.
the case I was speaking about in Chicago. She just got a big settlement, $2.9 million. She just
Okay.
got because Chicago police used a battering ram to enter her apartment, the wrong apartment, once
Wow.
again. And she was in there. She had just gotten out of the shower, naked, no clothes on. This video lasted minutes, girl. All white men. She is screaming with no clothes on, you have the wrong apartment, you have the wrong. For minutes, this woman had no clothes on, trying to explain why, that while they're calling, trying to figure out if this is the right place. Girl, there's like crosses, Bible stuff everywhere. She's a social worker. I believe she's a social. You have the wrong, like, this is clearly evident that you have the wrong place. And this woman did not get anything to cover her up until they finally had a female police officer come in. And then she was covered, slightly covered. Not, why can't this woman go in and get
just no dignity, no dignity whatsoever?
None. And that's what it is. And that's how they treat Black people, with no dignity. You're not deserving. And then you wonder why we're out here saying Black Lives Matter. That this is the piece, you know.
Exactly.
We're treated like animals, like a woman naked, and you're just looking around like, oh, we got the wrong one. You're not. They would have never done that to a white woman.
Correct.
Never.
Oh, we're sorry, ma'am. Let me let you put something on. So, but yeah. Moving on, girl. Got that out of the way.
Yeah. So our last, well, this is like a 2-in-1.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's a positive and a negative.
It is a positive and a negative, right?
Yeah.
And in that order, Judge Breyer is retiring. We've been wanting Judge Breyer to retire for a very long time.
Actually, you know what? I look at both of them as positive, and I'll tell you why when we get to the part of it. Go ahead.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so we've been wanting Judge Breyer to retire because we were a little nervous about him going out under a new administration, just in case we lose the office, and then Judge Breyer retires, and then here we are again, Mitch McConnell's picking another Supreme Court justice. So a
quasi judge, rent a judge, people's court judge. All right, go ahead. Because we got good stuff to get to. So
I know we have a game and it's fun, but okay, so yay, Judge Breyer is retiring, and Biden is slated to nominate a Black woman as promised. Republicans are all up in an uproar. Their underwear, their panties are all tied up in a
Bless
bunch.
Their fragile hearts.
They are just
he's going to keep a campaign promise.
A Black woman, it's affirmative action. Oh my goodness. How can he just say that he's going to do a Black woman? She has no experience. Don't even know who she is, but she doesn't have experience. All right. It's the things that they were saying, it was insane. So kudos to that. I don't have a lot to say because I'm just excited about it. We don't know who it's going to be. They're throwing out some names. Ketanji Brown Jackson. They've thrown out her name. He nominated her, and she's a federal appeals judge, right? He's one of the ones that she's one of the ones he nominated. And here's an interesting fact. I know we got to move on, but we're talking about judges and what Biden has done with these judges. Prior to Biden, there was only 5 Black women federal appeals judges out of 300. Wow. There was 5 out of 300. He doubled it. So now we have 10, which is 10 out of 300. It's still very low, but at least
we're getting double. It's progress.
Right. And he can only put in the vacant spots, like, how that goes. So that's so we're happy about that. So congratulations to us that we are, because and we were talking about this too, and I know we're going to move on, but we know that this doesn't really change the Supreme Court because they are still in the majority, the conservatives up there. So they're going to make conservative decisions, but they don't have to make those conservative decisions in the face of that Black woman looking like,
that's the truth, right? That is the absolute. What is that? I'm sorry, I didn't quite.
Excuse
you
me?
Might want to consider this side.
Right? Yeah, because they will be hearing an affirmative action case coming up. I'm not sure if it's over the summer or the spring, but it is coming up.
Hopefully, she'll be seated by then.
Hopefully,
we'll need someone to counterbalance Clarence. who doesn't believe in it either. Okay, moving right along.
No. I don't know if DA's in here. Sorry, DA. We're going to talk a little bit about sports, but not really about sports.
As a good friend of mine would say, moving right along.
Casey, we hope you're watching. You are a good friend of ours. And Casey, you're right. Brian Flores. He at the end of the day, this isn't about me, says Brian Flores, and I know you're going to get to what that means. So he was fired last month from the Dolphins after winning back-to-back seasons.
And can you believe that?
Who does that? He said he was offered an interview with the Giants as a head coach. Belichick, our favorite Patriots.
I love this. We
love to see it. Sent a text to congratulate him, and he hadn't even had the interview. Belichick somewhere going, oh, what did I do?
Right?
Yes. Like, what did I do? He probably got a lot of phone calls too. Like, why did you know that? So now Brian Flores is, and he rightfully should be, suing the NFL.
Yes.
For discrimination.
Because what he indicated, and what is very true, the NFL has what was created, and I do not remember the year, it's called the Rhony Rule, where they have to consider qualified Black candidates for head coaching jobs. And so what Brian said is basically they had already hired a white Brian, and we're just going to bring old Black Brian in for the check the box interview to say that they had, satisfied the rule, when they really had no intention of considering him whatsoever. Even though he was a coach that turned a losing team into a winning team 2 back-to-back seasons. And he has indicated that he was offered money to lose games so they would score higher in the draft, to throw seasons, to do a whole bunch of things that,
It's coming out. Speak, brother. Speak it.
All of it.
Tell it.
All of it.
Dish the tea. And then the NFL had the nerve to hire a multiracial guy. When did they do that? This week sometime. They hired, I don't even know his name. I should have got his name. Sorry, but they just hired a multiracial guy, and DA's like, this guy has never called himself multiracial ever, but apparently he is multiracial.
For which position?
For a coaching position. Because now they're trying to say, oh, look at us. Look at us. We hired a multiracial. So you can't say that we're doing the racism.
No, it's going to come out. It's going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to see what this lawsuit uncovers. So there you have it. I said it was a positive and a negative, but actually I think it's both of them are positives because
it is.
The NFL needs to be looked into. They really do. They really do. They make billions despite attendance being down, viewership being down, billions. In money off of the players of a lot of Black players, and don't want to pay them for their concussions, for their medical issues afterward. So and get a job, get some money, and open up some stuff, Brian.
And on top of that, they take public money too, right? So they're taking our money as well. They're not, we're buying the t-shirts and the sweatshirts, with going to the games and the hats and all of this. And then you're not going to have a diverse team when Black people are spending our money. No, we demand more. And we understand that Flores may be locked out of any coaching again. And he understands that too. But like you said, this is a positive because this is for the people behind him. He's not even doing this for himself at this point. He is doing this for everyone else in the league, because he already know what y'all did to Kaepernick, so he's expecting the same type of treatment. We already know. So, anyway, here comes the fun part. Next segment. Yes.
This is our pre-Valentine's Day show, guys.
This is our pre-Valentine's Day show. I am going to get my glasses because I have to be able to read what y'all got going on in the chat. We are going to ask them some questions, huh?
We have some Valentine's Day questions for you. We're not doing questions this week. That will return next week.
Yes.
We have a quick, and everybody join in, throw in your answers. We are interested to see how the Q Hive falls on Valentine's Day.
Exactly. We're going to see how loving they are.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take the first question, or you want me to?
I will. So everybody out there in the chat, please throw your answers in for Valentine's Day. Do you prefer flowers, chocolates, or jewelry, or all three, or any combination?
Listen, can I give my answer? Can I put mine in there?
I have a favorite too.
Yeah, listen, that's an easy one. There you go. Give me the jewelry. I do not want chocolate. I never want chocolate. Do not ever buy me chocolate. If you're gonna buy me candy, buy me some cherry Twizzlers. Those big.
Oh, that's a nice Valentine's Day candy though, because it's red.
It is red.
They can put your tennis bracelet around a bag of Twizzlers.
Oh yeah.
There you go, somebody. Great Valentine's Day.
They can take one of the Twizzlers and pull and peel and like wrap it around. Like, yeah, there you go. What do you prefer?
I actually like flowers.
Really?
I do. I love flowers. I don't know. I do. I like jewelry too.
See, Go said, give me the jewels. Yeah, exactly. None of the above. Michelle, what you want?
Right.
See, I don't want and see the jewelry, if it's like a first, you can't do the jewelry. Flowers, then they would have to give you flowers.
But you know what? I like flowers any day of the year.
Give me a plant. Give me a plant.
Don't give me no plant for Valentine's Day.
Flowers die.
No. No, there's a difference, fellas.
Mary said Bitcoin.
Girl after my own heart.
She said Bitcoin.
But a dozen of red roses and a philodendron are two different things. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Michelle said money. Oh, see, you know what, Michelle? That's right. That is right. Money.
Okay.
I take the money or the jewelry. And you know what? I think I would do the money before the jewelry.
Jewelry's nice though. I mean, there's nothing like a little box. Don't get me wrong.
That is true. That's true. So here's one. Mm-hmm. Do you spend Valentine's Day with your main piece or your side piece? And we ain't talking about no chicken nuggets or anything, no 9-piece or any of those. Your main piece or your side piece. Now, if I had to, it would be my main piece, right? Why would it be the side piece ever?
Everyone is going with the main piece because I guess the chat is public and
Oh, you're really you're faster. I'm not even there yet. I don't even see that. I'm seeing blue box.
Oh, the blue. I love the blue box, Andrea. Yes. Yes.
Go set. Main piece or the side piece? Gotta have a piece first. Kevin said he gotta have a piece first. gotta get one. Oh, the one you
Gotta
love.
get a piece before
Now
you
what?
get to the main meal.
Now, what if you love them both? My main piece, main. Oh.
Main.
I want someone to say side piece so I can ask why. Because I really want to.
Kevin was
Kevin said he got to get one first. That means he needs a main piece and a side piece. He don't have neither.
well, you know what? Maybe main squeeze a side piece. Kevin, you want to clarify for us? Your main squeeze or your side piece? Which is it?
So you got to get a piece first. That's hilarious. I hear you,
Kevin.
Kev. Oh.
So, people, propose on Valentine's Day, romantic or nah?
I would never want to be proposed to on Valentine's Day.
Really? Why not?
It's too cliche. That is way too cliche. Please don't.
Do you have an ideal day? Like it would just, or an ideal season or an ideal setting?
No, it could just be random. Like I would just like a random. It's like, we could be at the car wash. Cleaning the car.
Listen, fellas, don't be proposing at the car wash.
We have the car wash, getting the cars clean, and
not unless that's where you're at.
Oh, see, that would be nice. I don't know. Would you want to be proposed to on Valentine's Day? I think women expect it, and men are under so much pressure. I just would not. Poor men.
It would be so unexpected for me, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
If not, well, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't like cold weather. We had this discussion, right? So I think I would prefer somewhere warm, or Valentine's Day in Aruba might work now.
Yeah,
that's a little different.
That's true. That's so funny. And now, because now I'm thinking, I'm like, so I've been married before, and it made me think like, girl, where are you? Like, how did this thing go down? And it was literally after work. Like we had gotten off the train.
Fellas, don't propose when you're getting off the train.
It's really bad. That's bad.
So everyone is saying never.
The nail salon.
Corny. Yeah, it is corny.
It is pressure too. Like it's just is
it pressure though? I think Christmas could be the same way because there's like always the families around and
Yeah. But Valentine's Day, it's like the commercials. I always feel bad for men on Valentine's Day. Because it's like, it's like jewelry commercials here, give her this, give her that, here are these gift sets, and it's just like you feel bad if you don't give her one of them K jewelers special on sale.
That is true.
Like she's been looking at it all day. So yeah. Oh, man. How about in bed? Wait, Andrew, what you talking about? What's happening here? Where did we go? Oh, be proposed to in bed? Is that what
that works?
Andrew, is that what you're talking about? Or is she on another question? It goes to like in bed. Wow, what are they talking about?
I don't know, but we got to get through this.
Okay, let's see. If your date has bad breath, do you A, tell them, B, offer a mint, C, A and B? I think I would just offer a mint.
Depending on how bad it was. But if you're going on a Valentine's date, hopefully you have brushed your teeth beforehand as part of your grooming.
That is true. That's true.
I would offer mint because you know what? I've always heard that if someone offers you mint or gum, you're supposed to take it because that's their polite way of telling you that you need it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, they're still okay. Offer and mint. That's what I would do too. D. Ghost, there is no D. What is that?
That's ghost out. That's his.
Andrea said bye. I mean, that is true, because if your date has bad breath, like that's almost like we can't go out on another
Especially
date
if it's kind of like
date.
new, right? Yeah, if it's your husband, right? You've been together
Right.
7
Oh,
years,
you're gonna
like,
say what?
your breath smells here. You need this, and you're telling him so that he doesn't embarrass himself for other people, not necessarily because you know.
And honey, why does your breath smell? Like what is happening here? But yeah, that's straight. But Andrew is right though. If it's a first date, I don't know if I can go on another date.
Yep, I agree. I agree. So, speaking of dates, do you prefer breakfast in bed or a fancy dinner?
Oh,
I do breakfast in bed. I don't know if it, no, you know what? Because again, the fancy dinner is so cliche, right?
right.
Breakfast in bed is a little more personal.
Right.
And
Right.
it's a little bit more romantic, I think.
I think breakfast in bed.
And you don't have to get up and come back home like after you've eaten. You know, if you have this heavy meal.
You hear my doorbell. Sorry, and the door is open.
Breakfast in bed after proposal. Yes, Mary.
Cole said bad breath people never want mints. They're like, no, thank you. Like, you sure here? It's so true. Go said both. I kind of agree. Like breakfast in bed, and then you go out to eat dinner. And it's funny because my last question is similar to that. Do you cook a special dinner at home or go to your favorite restaurant?
Oh, I like that too, though, right?
Yeah.
But for those that like to celebrate Valentine's, but you don't want to bear the crowds and all the newbies dropping the engagement rings in the champagne glasses and stuff, or stuffing it in the dessert and hoping she doesn't swallow it.
Those things are so weird to me. Like, oh my goodness, don't do that to me. Ugh, yuck. I don't like that. I guess I don't like surprises either. Like I'm weird like that. I don't like surprises.
I like surprises.
Do you? Oh, I hate surprises.
Yeah, jewelry, money. Yep.
She's like, those kind of surprises. Well, you know, those kind of surprises are nice. You're absolutely right.
It's the Valentine's Day mood. So there you go.
Yeah. Kevin said cook and a picnic. All right.
That's a nice idea. I like that.
If you're living in a warm climate, unless you have picnic inside, because you ain't doing that up north and a picnic on Valentine's Day, you'd be in the snow.
Right. You will be carving out snow to have a picnic where you are, for real.
It's not happening. Actually, it was warm today, but that was fun, guys. It is getting a little late. We are late on time. So do you want to go real quick through resilience of Black love? Do we have time for that?
We got 5 minutes. So we can go through very quickly, and then we can just shout out some wonderful examples of Black love.
Yeah, since we're talking about love and Valentine's Day, and Honor and I just wanted to talk about the resilience of Black love, because you know no one thinks about Black people really had to keep our families together.
We really did.
Yeah,
when we were enslaved, they routinely broke us up. We could not be legally married. It was illegal for us to marry until after the Civil War, which was in 1865. Up in the North, the Act of February 17th, 1809 allowed people to marry. But in the South, it was illegal. And they mimicked early marriages of enslaved people that came over, West African marriages, which really, what's the word I'm looking for? Looked at love, affection, and loyalty. Those were the tenets that they felt were important in marriage. Right. So, yeah.
And then they jumped the broom. We had to make our own traditions because we, didn't have any over here. So we had to reach back and take those traditions of jumping the broom. And I think that's amazing. And I found out during some research that African Americans had the highest rates of marriage from 1890 after emancipation up until 1960. So that meant that we were really trying to keep our families together. And that was probably resulting from being enslaved, like trying to find your families after Emancipation Proclamation and trying to stay married and keeping that family unit. So Black
men
people
went and looked for their wives and children after we were free. They really did, and they put their families back together.
Right, they sure did. They sure did. So we really don't think about that. And then we went on to think about like the great Black marriages, because the stereotype is that there are no Black families. Like there is no Black family unit structure. We don't stay married. Black men don't stay in the home.
That's not true.
It's not true. It's not true. There's so many throughout history. We can talk about the celebrities because those are the people we know. we know that everybody knows, right? Yeah. There's many.
I'm going to give one, and this is back. Speaking of after the Emancipation Proclamation, Sarah Ann and Benjamin Manson were an enslaved couple that had 16 children. And after the Emancipation Proclamation ended, they got married and kept their family together. Another couple, Ellen and William Kraft. And I think you know a little bit about them too, right?
Yes, ma'am. The wife was very light complexion. They were both enslaved in Georgia. She posed as a planter, and her husband, who was darker, posed as her servant, and that's how they escaped slavery. And
as a white male, right?
As a white male. She posed as a white male planter. Thank you. A white male planter, and he posed as her servant. And
they went up north and lived free.
Unbelievable. Do you know what I found during some research? I don't know if they're still alive, but they were alive in 2019. But the oldest Black married couple, D.W. Williams, that's the woman. She's 103. 103. Wow. And Willie Williams, 100 years old. They were married for 82 years.
Wow.
82 years.
Can you imagine that legacy? And the marriages that have begat from them. Right. I mean, that is just amazing. That is so don't say. Right. Do not say that we do not stay together. Right. Even Ozzy and Ruby D.
Yeah.
They were one of our they acted together. Them. They lived together. They were wonderful
they were couple. One and the same. Don't laugh at this one. Snoop Dogg and Shantae. but they've been married forever though. Like they have been married forever, and it's quieted down on that front. Like we saw the rocky times, but they seem to have kind of evened out and come into
of course, Michelle and Barack.
Yay! Yes. Cookie and Magic.
Yes, Cookie and Magic.
Love them.
Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance. And not a lot of people, because you know what? They're quiet. They have been together since 2005, I think.
No, 1997. They got married in 19.
Let me stop chopping years off their marriage.
Courtney Vance in 1997. Yeah. Who else? Spike Lee and Tanya Lee.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't hear anything
Jackson
about it.
And his wife Latanya.
Yeah. Boris Cujo and Nicole R.E. Parker.
Denzel and Pauletta.
D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley and his wife. Oh, or are they getting divorced? No, they're still together. No, I think they're still together.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so if sorry, don't come at us. They have been married a long time. So if they've gotten a divorce, they were married a very long time.
Well, you know what? We'll end it with one couple we know that's still rocking those bells together, and that is LL Cool J and Simone. And on that note,
yes, it was fun, guys. Thank you. We have hit the mark. Thank you, Q High, for coming out.
Whether you are with your main squeeze or your side chick, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you real slick, you can fit them both in. But
right, exactly. If you really a player, right? That's right. Come on, y'all. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Mary, Andrea, week. Ghost. Who else was in here?
Ghost, Andrea, Michelle,
Kevin,
Mary, Michelle, our resident Wikipedia. Let us know. Love you, Shell.
Bye.